Hello, I'm Anthony Gizmani and welcome to GizmaniOnWine.com. It's October 15th and we continue our Harvest 2020 series as we follow the grapes across British Columbia. Today, the grape is Pinot Noir and the winery is O'Rourke Family Estate. They're located in Lake Country in Carr's Landing, and we're going to catch up with winemaker Nikki Callaway. Hello, Nikki. I don't know if I'm more excited to see you or to get a first look at the new family estate, the O'Rourke Family Estate Winery. How are you today?
I'm good. It's good to see you too. This whole COVID thing has kind of kept the whole industry a little separate from each other, hasn't it?
Yeah, it sure has. We've been following the grapes across British Columbia. We've been in the Similkameen. We've been on Vancouver Island, up in Lillooet. So this is our first chance. We've gone up north now. We're about, what would you say, 30 or 40 minutes north of downtown Kelowna? Or?
Yeah, I'd say probably a good 30, 40 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So Lake Country, Carr's Landing, can you sort of give us some background on that?
Lake Country, Carr's Landing, up on the slopes on the right-hand side of the road. We have currently planted 110 acres of aromatic white, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. All estate, all Lake Country, and all on the same distinct property up here.
You have two facilities working, so have you split the grapes up between them, or how does that work? How would consumers know what to do?
We have two facilities barely. The new facility behind me has just been commissioned last week, and we just started to bring grapes in. I'll turn it around. It's as you go inside, it's still a construction site, so I wouldn't call it a fully occupied facility. The other facility we have is Peak Cellars, run by Stephanie Stanley, and she's probably got about 85–90% of her grapes in already of Riesling and Pinot Gris and Rosé, Gruner Veltliner, Gewürztraminer, and then he will mostly concentrate on Chardonnay and Pinot Noir.
So I see the lake right behind you, and of course the slopes are where the Pinot Noir is. You have a large selection of Pinot. Does it all ripen at the same time? How is it happening up there?
It's significantly large. It's not all ripening at the same time. There's some higher elevations behind me on the mountains, a little bit more glacial till and more granite.
Yeah.
And then closer down to the lake, it's a little more sandy, a little more warm. So some of those grapes became rosé. The higher altitude ones are going to be my high-end Pinots. We're getting a little noisy around here. Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah, no problem.
We started picking Pinot Noir last week. It's a big week this week to get it in. The weather is changing. We are further north, so it's a later harvest than the rest of the Okanagan. But the flavors are amazing. The bricks are low, the acid is high, the fruit is clean, and it's just a rush to get everything in as soon as we can, I guess.
So you're at roughly 50 degrees north. Is that as far north as you've been making wine?
I probably for now, I think. I mean, there's vineyards being planted in Vernon. You've got other little cold pockets here and there, but pretty far north, that's for sure.
Okay, well, can you take us inside and show us some of those Pinot Noir grapes that are arriving today?
So the grapes arrived last night. Basket press hasn't even been used yet. Here's my Pinot bins.
Oh, wow, look at that. Well, they look very healthy.
What have I got? So this is clone 667 was in that bin. There's been a lot of plantings of various clones on various sites across the site. So either I can have the choice to pick and just throw all different clones into a tank, or I can separate everything out distinctively based on the block, based on the year. Right. I'm finding here a lot of clonal diversity between the different clones, more so in Pinot than in Chard. In the Chards, for example, I'm doing more of a vineyard selection, right. And in the Pinots, I'm doing more of a clonal selection.
Well, can you pick up some of those grapes so we can see the size of the bunches? Yeah.
Small bunches, small berries. Nice.
Do you know what did you pick them at? What level of bricks? How much sugar?
These are probably about 23 bricks.
Wow.
22, 23. Depending on the clone, like I said, some of the clones are showing me a little bit more residual, and others are a little bit more acid and on the site, obviously. But it's kind of fun to have all of those variables.
So I know that you mentioned the basket press. Can you quickly just sort of run us through what you'll do with these grapes until they're fermented? How will they be handled?
Well, it's every day is a new adventure in a site that's never had grapes in it before. One of the biggest things that I'm trying really hard to do, Anthony, is to show the diversity of the vineyard and the soils and the microclimate up here. Yep. And my goal is to do everything indigenous fermented. So I'm doing a lot of pied de cuves in the vineyards. I'm doing a lot of pied de cuves in the winery. So far, we've had no inoculations, no commercial strains. Everything is going all with its natural microfauna, flora from the vineyard. And I really would like that to be the goal, because it's a virgin facility with nothing ever in it.
Right. You'll have to help our viewers with pied de cuve. Maybe you could just explain quickly what you mean.
If I choose to pick a block the day before I pick it, or 3 or 4 days before I pick it, I go out in the vineyards and bring a bucket and pick into the bucket. And this year I have the opportunity, because we're still in construction, all the construction workers are still on site. And there's quite a lot of young engineers that are interested in winemaking and kind of geeky to try to follow us around. So my husband and I are both females, and we both didn't feel like taking our pants off in the vineyards. So I went up to the construction site and asked one of the young engineers if he'd jump in the truck with us, if he was wearing boxers, if he'd take his pants off, and if he'd crush my grapes in the bin for the afternoon. And it's kind of fun to get all the guys involved.
What a great story. Okay, where are you with the harvest in terms of 20, 30, 40, 100%? What have you picked, and what's left to do up there?
We're probably, like I said, at the peak, a good 90% finished. Stephanie has maybe a little bit of Gruner Veltliner to bring in, and a bit of Gamay and Riesling. Yeah. And here at this site, due to the fact that they were still finishing my catwalk, and I had 100 contractors in here last week, we're just getting going. So I've got a little Chard in. I've got maybe 30-40% of my Pinot in. By the end of the week, I'll be full capacity, all the tanks full, and hopefully one more big week of picking, and I should be close to finishing.
Yeah. And the weather outlook in the north, how does it look?
It's getting cold. We've got snow up on the slopes. Supposed to be show the snow. You can see it over there. Supposed to be getting down to 0 next week, so just cross our fingers. It is the northern Okanagan. Do you want me to take you inside the cellar?
Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great.
Okay, so I showed you the cold storage. So the bins come straight in overnight. We let them sit cold. Then we're starting to bring them out on the crush pad, which is also a massive dance floor, you can see. It's huge. And then the equipment I purchased allows us to top load all the red fermenters straight into the tank. You got Judah on the forklift, dump in the bin. You got Emily sorting. And then the grapes go into a destemmer.
And right into the tank. Wow. That's pretty gentle.
There's a few tanks that haven't been installed yet. There's a laboratory up at the top, a few more tanks. The entrance to the caves, where all the barrels are stored and kept cool, and then all the red fermenters down below.
Wow.
Does that kind of make sense?
It doesn't look like you're missing anything, Nikki.
It's just a little winery, Anthony.
Go British Columbia.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be pretty spectacular when it's finished, and it is exciting to be part of a new project, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Nikki, we can't thank you enough for your time. Obviously, we can see how busy you are and all the work that needs to be done, but to get a catch-up on Carr's Landing and O'Rourke Family Estate, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you, and we wish you luck with the rest of the harvest, and we can't wait to taste some of the finished product maybe next spring.
Yes, that would be amazing, Anthony. And also, this facility, again, is not open to public, obviously, but the Peak is open. All the wines are at the Peak. The bistro is open full-time. Stephanie's more than happy to have people come by and taste the new vintage there. So even if this is still under construction, we do have the other facility.
Okay. Get out in those vineyards and get those pants down. Get those guys stomping grapes.
All right, I'll send you a picture.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Anthony. Bye.
Yep. Bye. Well, thanks for watching today's episode, everyone. And check out our website, gizmonionwine.com, for the entire BC Harvest 2020 series. You can follow us on social as well. And for immediate updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm Tony Gizmani, and we'll see you soon.